without further ado, let's go to the first song. So you have that list pulled up, right?
I do. I'm good to go here. So we starting with Titan, right?
Yeah, so we got Denim Titan. Let me see. Okay, there's no description here. It's a finished release. So with that in mind, Denim Titan, 3, 2, 1, play. And Rumors, let us know if you can hear the music in the chat.
Beat is crispy.
Dude, that 808.
Beat is super crispy.
We got vocals in the back too. Can't really hear it though.
I was about to say, are those the main vocals?
I don't know, yeah. It sounds like if it was the beat by itself, like. And that's why the description helps people, so that way we can tell, hey, is this supposed to be like just a beat and like a rapper supposed to be on top of this? Or
You know
is
what
this
this,
like, you know,
you know what it sounds like to me?
what's that?
It sounds like a concept. Like they were trying to figure out what they wanted to say, but they were kind of like they were trying to figure it out by kind of mouthing the words, you know?
You think it's intentional as a finished release though?
Did it say it was finished anywhere?
It did. We'll save it. Let's let it play out. Let's let it play out. Change up at the end.
I like the slowdown right there. That's dope.
All right, I just finished up. Did you finish, Bo?
Yeah, I did. We finished exactly at the same time right there, so that worked out.
Perfect.
Worked out perfectly. Yeah.
All right, so that was Denim Titan. Oh, Bo, what do you got? What do you got?
No. Go ahead. I'm acting like this is my joint, man. I need to let
Dude,
you.
go for it, bro. You got that radio style, bro. That's you.
So I don't know how you make that into something that is going to be super consumable.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Maybe it could be like in the background at like a hipster kind of bar, but for any mainstream consumption, for people that listening on their way to work, or for people, it's kind of an instrumental that you play in the background. Maybe if you're doing homework, I just don't think it has a lot of value with the vocal being that low and not really. The style was kind of slurred, so I didn't really get a lot of clear content either. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so going by the vibes there, I think you hit it on the head with like a lounge. I was thinking like hookah lounge or something.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like kind of like cloudy, kind of misty. It has that kind of just twinge of dark too. But yeah, I mean, the first thing, and we talked about it during the song, it's the vocals. There's like a couple mix issues. One, I think and one of the comments on here says it too. I think that the mix is just the vocals are too quiet, and I don't know if it's intentional, as like some beats have a vocal chop, and it adds like that kind of high end frequency range to it, and then it doesn't get in the way of like a main rapper vocal. So if this is like a tight beat that you're trying to sell or something, it might make a lot more sense to me. But if this is just like a standalone thing, it sounds like the vocals. It sounded like they were really clean and they were meant to be up front. It's just they weren't loud enough and weren't upfront enough. Like I can't even really speak on the delivery too much just because it was too quiet. But I mean, Bo, you did hear some of the delivery, like you were talking that it was slurred.
It was slurred, and it was very highly, the pitch on the singer, whoever was doing that, was super high. I will say though, I could hear some vocal talent there though. Like while it wasn't clearly defined, I could still hear that, okay, this person has a voice, they can kind of sing. I just wish they'd have produced it better. The engineering side of that kind of fell apart. I think even the beat of itself, like you mentioned, 808s were really prominent, but like it didn't sound super sharp to me. I don't know if that was just my ear or how you felt about that, but it didn't sound as sharp as I think it could have.
Like the 808s in particular, or just the beat in general?
The beat in general. The 808 sounded okay, but the beat in general, it didn't sound super clean.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of mid-range, I would say, like mid-range kind of mud. It's
Hmm.
just to be careful. I don't know if you're the producer of the lyricist here, Denim, but or the vocalist, I would say. But yeah, if you're mixing the beat together, just make sure that you look at each of the synths there, and then just see where their kind of prominent frequency range is, and make sure that the other synths don't have a lot of content there. So you can duck the frequencies of the other synths. Um, where they don't really have a lot of prominent voice to say. And if two synths kind of clash together, you might want to make a decision of keeping one and leaving one out, just for the sake of making things really pop out and make it really clear, like what Bo's trying to say. Like that's something that would bring this track to the next level.
See
Um,
that's why I love you and I love listening to Josh as well.
dude, Josh is crazy about. He's
Y'all
like
y'all
so
could take
good.
this one idea that I have and be like, here's what he means technically. Boom.
Yeah,
I love
I
that
try.
shit.
I try.
No, it's fantastic, bro. It's fantastic. Oh
That's
man.
that, and yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's a game of just iteration. You just need to keep doing it, and like, if this is a finished release for you, Denim, like, don't sweat it. If you're already kind of done, just moving on, go to the next one. Just take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, if I was a producer on it, that's what I would try to look at. Overall, I think it's definitely like decently solid though. Like, it's not too bad. But okay, let me go for the traffic lights here. So vibes. Um, I think it's a green. Like, I don't have anything weird or offsetting to me. I didn't like squint my eyes like what the fuck is going on. Like, it was good to go, you know?
What
And
are
like
you doing? What's that?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
hold up, I don't have
Yeah,
to slow
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's good to go. With content, I think it's probably a yellow for me, because I think if this was in the context of I'm a producer and I'm selling this beat to a rapper, I think you could take those vocals that you have, just make them kind of more wet, more spacey. Maybe put some reverb on it, put it in the background along with the beat, because the beat kind of has that loungy feel. Like, I think like a hookah loungy feel, but the vocals sounded like really clean. So I would just I don't think it really reconstitutes too much of a re-record where I would say it's red, but I would just like do things in the mix. So I would say yellow for both arrangement and production. So, Bo, what do you think about the three?
Yeah, so for vibes, I'm definitely feeling the green on that because like if I'm kicking it somewhere and that comes on, I'm good with that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like that's if I was in a spot like you said, a hookah lounge, or if I was smoking a black and mild, or things that have wacky tobacco in it,
yeah,
that's a good look. For content, I gotta go red on content, man. And the
okay,
reason I go red on content is because I honestly don't know what it was about. So
that's true.
it's hard for me to go above that, not knowing what it was about in production. I'm gonna go yellow, just because it was okay, but I think you mentioned some points that of emphasis that can be improved, and it clearly to both our ears wasn't as sharp as it could have been production wise. So that's where I
That's
was
true.
at. Yeah,
I could feel that.
yeah,
If this was a track that this was the main vocalist, I would definitely agree with the red. Because it's like where is it at? Where's the presence? I don't hear it. It's
right,
not loud.
right,
But
right.
we got FF65 beats in the chat, by the way.
Oh,
That's
FF,
good.
my
Man.
guy. What's up, FF? Yeah,
You said Brooklyn's in this bitch.
Brooklyn in the house.
So yeah, we got the overall track total. I think it's a develop, maybe between develop and redo. So orange, I would say.
Yeah. I'm right
What do
there
you think?
with you. I'm right there with you 100%. I think I don't think it's that far off of being good to go with a few tweaks though. So I would say
For sure.
that like I think if you're like you said if you're the vocalist on this track and if you engineer this track yourself, I would probably stop doing that because
Mm,
you're wasting some talent. Otherwise, you got to really go get on YouTube and get schooled up in how to engineer and how to
mm,
mix professionally because I think it sounded like from the beat and the vocal that this could actually be a really marketable song, but it has to sound good, and it just didn't sound good. So
mm,
yeah,
mm.
yep.
So where you at? You thinking yellow as well?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
yellow?
I'm definitely going yellow. There, well, yeah,
I was like orange.
I would go more solidly yellow. And actually, on the lower end of green, in my opinion, you get the content right
Ah.
where we can hear you, and then you're close. I don't think it's that far off, honestly. So,
Mm, mm, mm. True. All right,
yeah,
Denim Titan. That was prod by SKX. We appreciate you for submitting, bro. Or gal, whatever you are.
yeah, right.
We'd love to hear more of your music. Thank you very much. So, Bo, we'll go ahead and go to the next one here. It's wait, what? Nah, this is a troll, bro.
I
You
saw
see
that too. Ice JJ
that?
fish, right? Yeah,
I'm not gonna review that, dude. No way.
I saw that too, and I was like,
We gotta get on a guy. We got a guy that reviews the stuff, but he didn't do our job. It's okay.
I wasn't gonna say nothing though. I thought maybe like
Oh,
I
you were
don't know.
gonna make me do it too, bro?
No,